Hey, what's happening, everyone? This is Vegetarian Zombie. Welcome back to another tutorial of Planet Coaster. And what we're doing now is we're diving into the wonderful world of shops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't do it! That's my favorite roller coaster ever. It doesn't really have an end. It just, well, I guess it does. It's just not a very pleasant ending for the guests. All right, guys, now before I dive into this tutorial, if you do like Planet Coaster tutorial content on this channel, feel free to hit that like button. It goes a long way to letting me know what you guys like to see. And of course, if you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe as well. I would certainly appreciate the support. All right, everyone, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to be covering shops, and shops are really important in Planet Coaster because shops basically allow you to afford to build rides. They give you income, and they're pretty awesome. In fact, shops can oftentimes be the main moneymaker in your park. So you may charge for rides, but the shops themselves are the things that can give you the real money. In fact, they can ultimately will allow you to afford to build new rides and so forth. So here we are. I'm using one of the parks I created a long time ago. And this was one of the scenarios here. And you can see this is the main entrance. There's a few shops here. And one of my favorite shops in this park was one I added right over here. You'll notice that this right here, this is the pirate ship. Once you get out of the pirate ship, you walk down this long path, and what do you know? There's hot dogs right there waiting for you. Now, when I first opened this ride, this thing had a huge set of lines coming right to this hot dog place, and it made me tons of money. But one thing I also noticed is that as this ride decreased in popularity, then so did this hot dog shop. Now, that's something you're going to need to take in consideration. In this case, I lowered the price of the ride itself, and I'm starting to get more people back, and that's directly going to affect my little hot dog shop. Okay, so how do we place shops? Well, it's like placing any other ride, or here, we'll get rid of this, or anything else. You simply click this Shop and Facilities button, and voila, you have your list of shops. And you can see we have a whole bunch of them. We have stuff for, oh, these are your recent blueprints, but we have food shops, drink shops, gift shops, restrooms, first aid, ATMs, information, park entrance, and this is where people actually buy their tickets, and the staff management. Typically, you're going to be working a lot with the food and drink shops. Gift shops, maybe. And restrooms are really important. Now, shops, while they give your park money, they also supply needs to your customers. And ultimately, you want to make your customers really happy. So you're going to want to use a variety of these shops and place them strategically throughout the entire park. Let's go place, say, a food shop. And you can see here, I have a bunch of pre-made food shops already. I have this double pirate shipwreck food stall, and if I click that, you can see this thing is a beast. It's huge. I can also select this one here. What is, I don't even know what this one is. The Fortress Burger Shop. And it's really cool. It's got like those thingamabobs, the cannons shooting on top. Now, when placing these, you can place them pretty much like anything else. Here, let's change my rotation. In this case, I'm facing the street, and you can see we got this little path right here. I can also raise it by holding the shift button or lower it as well. I place it just by clicking the button. Now, I obviously don't have enough money. I'm just going to give myself some cash right now. Okay, here I just gave myself a $10,000 loan. And now let's add back our shop again. So we'll pick this guy here. And now I'll place it. you gotta love that. So this is a Chief Beef shop. Now I can move this just like any other item or any other scenery. Oh my god. And of course you have the advanced move and rotate. So here we have this. So here we have this. So you can see if I want to rotate this, I can move this around an axis. And this is really useful. Like if I wanted to go the other way, we can do it like so. I love that. Now, if we get close, you can see we have our person here. And we can almost, it's like we're almost there. Oh my god. So if I click on the shop itself, you can see we got the shop type. It's a Chief Beef, excuse me. And we have other information about the shop. So if I click on items for sale, right now it's selling a chief beef burger or chief burger for $12. Seems like a total deal. And we also have another chief burger here. Now we also have extras down here too. And these extras are basically modifiers here. And you can see if I mouse over this ketchup, it says it makes them happier and thirstier. So I may want to make people really thirsty and put a drink, like a drink shop right nearby. We also have gherkins. This is less hungrier, thirstier, happier. So it's really neat. And again, you can play around with the prices however you want. And you can make the prices be the same for all chief beefs throughout the park. That means, like, instead of tweaking one burger place across, you can basically tweak them all in one location. This gives you the finances. It tells you how everything's going. And basically, you just want this to be in the green. And you'll get some information, some more stats about the shop itself. So that's pretty useful stuff. Now, in this case, you can see, like, my burger shop is kind of away from everyone. And it's not exactly convenient. So this probably isn't going to do very well. So, again, I need to be strategic about where I place things. Also notice that because I have a hamburger place, people are going to have trash. This path is a little bit short. I'm going to need more, I'm going to need probably a longer path, benches where they can sit down, and also bathrooms. People are going to need to go to the bathroom. And you don't want them to go to the bathroom on your park. So there are a lot of things to consider when placing shops. Now, the other thing is to keep in mind is that shops can compete with each other as well. So I don't want to have one chief beef here and then put another chief beef across the street. I'm basically splitting the revenue between both shops, and I'm going to lose money. So again, you're going to want to place them further and further out. So it's really important how you think about your shops. And also, don't be afraid to destroy your shops as well. So if something's not doing well and you need to, say, liven things up or just get rid of it, you can hit this demolish thing. And oh my God, this person is left by themselves. Okay, so when you create shops, we'll click the shop button again. And you can see here, I'm using the blueprint tab here. So here, actually, these aren't unlocked in this scenario, but you can see I have all these pre-rendered shops. But if I choose custom, you'll see here, let's choose this burger. We just get these really generic shops here. All right, let's do a little rotation. We'll move this right here. I'm holding the Z key, by the way, and I'll drop that here. Look at this. This is great. You don't want to do this to your shops because people can't get in and out of them. All right, so let's close this down. Oh my God, you're floating. There we go. So this is a very generic shop. And when I first saw this, I was really confused because a lot of times this is all you have access to. And the thing is, this is your core of your shop. Basically, you design the shop itself and then you build the scenery around it. So you can see we can edit the building. Actually, I'm in edit building mode right now. And then I can start adding things to this. So here you can see all the various things I can add to my building. So essentially, I can theme this building however I want. And the greater the theme, the better, the better customers will respond. So here's like a brick wall I just added. I put this over and held down shift to lower it. And now I placed it. And now it's given this a sort of a different feel to it. Let's rotate this. So this is a very basic design, but as you can see here, if I want to make like a series of buildings connected with this brick outer face, that would work fine. Now, in the next video, in a future video, I'll show you how you can build and how you can create some really cool things. But this is just an example of what this item here is. This shop here is meant to be built upon as opposed to meant to be placed on its own. Now, sometimes, like when I need a quick shop and I don't want to spend the time theming it, then I'll just simply use these core components here. So here we have the milkshakes here as well. And we'll place this here. And I might just use this. And as lame as this looks, you know, it still ultimately provides me revenue. Now, ultimately, the better themed the building is, the more people will want to come back and the more they'll want to spend money. So you're going to want to invest some time into building out your shops. Now, if I click on this building here, you can see here we have the name Chief Beef. You don't have to, you can call this whatever you want. You can just change it. But this will still be a type of Chief Beef. So you can see it's a special store type. Now, ultimately, too, is you're going to want to keep your people happy. So if I click this select vendor button, you can see here we have this happiness. And ultimately, well, you can see here we have the workload is low, so that's going to affect their happiness as well. The way you ultimately make your staff happy is by training them. And that goes into the park management aspects of this. Now, you can also give them raises, you can train them. And in fact, here we go. You can see here the salary is $150 per month. And if we come down to training, you can see right here, it increases productivity, increases happiness, and higher salary expectations. So we can just spend that time here, and that's going to keep them happier and happier. And you're going to want to check in your shops to make sure everything is going well, because ultimately, if they're not happy, they're going to leave. And you don't want an abandoned shop. Now, for some of you out there, you may be thinking, well, I bought this game to make rides and stuff. I don't want to spend all my time building shops. And I can totally understand that. Now, we do have these blueprints, but you'll find these quickly get stale after a while, especially after you've been playing for a while. You can ultimately unlock more shops, but, you know, ultimately you're going to reach a point where you're going to get tired of the existing shops. And while you can spend time building things, that may not be as exciting. Well, thankfully, we have the Steam Workshop to come into play. The Steam Workshop allows you to download other creations from other people. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, here I have Steam open right now. The music you're hearing in the background is Planet Coaster. It is in the background. And what I want to do is I'm going to find Planet Coaster. Look at this, 11 bucks. Totally worth it. So I'm going to click on that. Now I have Planet Coaster here, and you can see this is the store page where you bought it. Now I'm going to click this button that says Community Hub. So we'll click that. Now you can see we have discussion, screenshots. I'm interested in Workshop here, so let's click that. And now this is where I can download all the things that other users have created. Now you can see here we have various different things. We have Aliens the Ride. I highly suggest you check that out. It shows the creative possibilities of what you can do. And you can see here we also have Jungle Chief Food Truck. So that may be cool if you want to add that. One cool thing is, like, the other day I was looking for Star Wars. Like, if you were making a Star Wars theme park, you can see someone has made like an AT-AT right here. And you also have down here, you have user reviews of people. This is stuff that's all for free, by the way. This isn't paid stuff, which is super cool. Now, if you're looking for a specific thing, let's say we're looking for a food shop. So here's my food shop. Actually, I'm going to click here. And now I have a Star Wars themed food shop. Let's get rid of Star Wars. Actually, we can remove this filter right here. And now I have all these various food shops I can choose from. Okay, so let's say I wanted to import this Fantasy Village ice cream. So I'm going to click on this. And you can see this is a nice little building here. It doesn't really have any comments. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the subscribe button. Now, what the subscribe button does, it will download this asset and install it into Planet Coaster for me. What's also really cool is that I'll be notified about any changes that the user or the author makes about this. So we'll click subscribe. And now you can see this item has been added to your subscriptions. Some games will require you to relaunch the items to be downloaded. Okay, so here we are back in Planet Coaster, and as you can see, I'm actually at a completely new park. This is in the sandbox mode, by the way. This allows me, I'm not restricted by money. Also, I can access all the blueprints, all the coasters. I don't have to unlock anything. So if you want to just go to your heart's content, so if you just want to build to your heart's content, this is the place to go. All right, so if I open up my blueprints, you can see here, this is the Fantasy Village ice cream. So if I click that, this is the very thing that we downloaded from Steam here. And I don't quite understand. Wow. What's going on here with the camera? I don't quite understand what's going on with the arches on the bottom. Again, you're probably going to find some weird stuff, but we can click this, move on to the advanced move here, and ultimately we can move this down. We'll just move that down there. There we go. And we'll move that. And there we go. This is something I've downloaded from the internet. This is something that I did not build myself. And again, it expands all the content you can have in this game. So that's really cool. And again, any changes that are made to this are changes that I'll be notified. And if I click on the shops in here, you can see we have a milkshake shop. We have actually ice cream and milkshakes in here. Now, if I'm not interested in this anymore, I can click on this unsubscribe from the workshop item to get rid of it. And you can see here we also have a link directly to the Steam Workshop. So if I click this button here, you can see, voila, I can access all my, and you can see here we can access all these different blueprints from within the game itself. Now, if you don't want to do that, now you can also access this from the very start of the game. So if we come here and let's go to exit to main menu. So here we are back at the main menu. You'll notice that we have a Steam Workshop even here, and this is integrated here as well. So by all means, play around with the Steam Workshop, and you can use it to really increase the sheer variety of stuff in your game. Now, in a later tutorial, as I show you how you can build things, I'll show you how you can submit your own things to the Steam Workshop as well. But again, we'll cover that later. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, feel free to hit that like button. And of course, if you'd like to see more Planet Coaster tutorial content, feel free to subscribe as well. All right, everyone, thanks again, and I will see you in the next one. See you then.